Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. So glad you could attend. Step inside the tent, my friends, as we take a look at Curse of the Blind Dead. Yes, an indie horror film. There's a surprise. This one is from director Raffaele Picchio, and we get a story set in the apocalypse. Again, we get another apocalyptic film where we have a father and his daughter who is pregnant trying to make it through the wilderness to a location where the father intercepted a transmission stating that there is sanctuary someplace because the world has gone wild and there are a lot of evil, nasty folks out there. Well, just when it looks like that they were going to fall victim to one of these evil, nasty folks, along come a couple individuals that save them and bring them to their sanctuary, which at first everything kind of seems okay, but they soon find themselves wrapped up in a ritual and a situation that could bring about the deliverance of a very evil being. And we see how the father and daughter try to escape with their lives and not raise the ultimate evil. This was an interesting film. I enjoyed the film. Starts off strong. I love the period opening that they had in here. And I was hoping the whole thing might be like a period piece or something along that lines. So like the first opening before the credits, it's a longer opening and it was solid. I mean, there's gore in there. There's, people with torches and pitchforks. There's all kinds of great elements in here. Some very over dramatic delivery of lines, but you kind of want it considering the situation that's going on with the ritual that we're witnessing. So yeah, all of those elements I really enjoyed. And then afterwards, when we get into the father-daughter storyline, which is related to the period opening that we get at some eventually down the road. I don't know. It stumbles a bit in its pacing. It kind of slows down a little bit, and then when we get the the feral folks coming after them, it's like, okay, we've seen kind of this before. It's after they get to this sanctuary where things do pick up again for you, and then things really get wild, especially when the blind dead show up. Then there are plenty of gory effects and makeup effects going on, and some intense moments and some interesting characters. But the film just felt a bit uneven. Like the story was kind of secondary to what they were featuring, which looks really great, which is the practical effects and makeup. I loved the design of the blind dead. I loved all the gore effects. It all looked real and visceral. They did some very interesting things with it. There's some creative kills as well with these blind dead, and an extreme moment as well, a couple of them. So all of those elements are there, and I loved the setting. It did feel like this kind of post-apocalyptic world. I liked not everything is all shiny or whatnot. I liked how the people were kind of suspicious of one another. So the setting as well was solid. I enjoyed it. It is an environment that you bought into. But the story itself, there was a lot of moments that you just were like, okay, I mean, it does eventually at one point kind of turn into your basic slasher type story. And I was hoping for maybe a little more, especially with the title that we get here. So, it is a mixed bag of ideas and visuals. If you want to sit down and not think about the story too much, but get some great gory happenings and some very interesting creatures on screen, then you'll probably want to check out Curse of the Blind Dead. But if you're looking for a more solid story, something that has a little bit more meat on its bones as far as plot and such go, then you may want to avoid it. There was a thing at the end too that just felt they took a twist at the end with the film that is another one of those approaches that I wish they hadn't taken. I could see why they did it, but at the same time I'm like, again, we get this. So, yeah, not a lot of new stuff, but it's not horrible either. I think it is watchable. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble about films. Please check out our Patreon if you haven't already. With your support there, we can bring you more stuff here. I appreciate every single one of you. And until next time, remember, keep that ticket stub.